Everybody, here's a first look at the art journal page we're making today. I'm working in my large dilutions art journal on a gessoed page, and I'm beginning to apply the brand new Dina Wakley Media neon paints onto my page with a regular paintbrush. Now, I had a few questions about the video from last week with the unicorns, and what could you do if you liked the page but you didn't want to spend all the time coloring all the individual unicorns? So this is what I would do if I didn't want to do that time-consuming step. So I'm just applying all the color directly to the background in stripes, as you can see here. And after I had all the color down, I did do a second layer because I wanted those colors to really pop. After I had the stripes established, I went in with a smaller brush, and I'm just brushing those colors over the line so that there isn't a distinct stripe anymore. It's more blended, as you can see here. Now, after all the paint is dry, I'm going to begin once again stamping all of those unicorns, just like I did in the previous page. But now I don't have to color them because the color is already on the background. And in doing this, I'm going to cover the whole background with these little unicorns, and then use a little star stamp that also came in that stamp set to stamp onto each individual unicorn. In the spaces between them, I'm going to use the stamp that says Spread Magic, and I'm stamping all of this with archival ink, which is a waterproof permanent ink, so anything I apply later on this page, this ink will not move. It'll stay permanent once dry. And then just to add a little bit more in the background, I'm using another small star stamp and stamping it in between to fill in the gaps. Now with this star stencil and a mini blending tool, I've picked up some Stickles glitter, and I'm just going through the stencil. It doesn't come up very good on camera, but I'm covering the entire background with glitter stars. And also, while I have this out, I'm using some white scrap paper and several of those colors with a mini blending tool, and I'm going to layer it through the stencil so that I have blended rainbow stars to create a focal point for later. Now, I'm making sure that I'm only placing colors that go together nicely. So in this, you're seeing yellow, orange, and pink. But I will do this in several color variations and then cut them all out to look like clouds and start gluing them on my page. For the names of the products and all of the colors that I'm using in this video, please check out the description below for more information and details on where you can find those products. So like I mentioned, I did cut all of these clouds out freehand with my scissors, but you could trace them with a stencil or do something so that if you didn't feel comfortable cutting out these, you could have something to trace. But I just freehanded them. And I'm just going to start applying them on my background in any random pattern. I'm gluing everything down with Distress Collage Medium. And I'm using my finger to place that on the back of all these paper pieces, but you could use a brush if you prefer. I've also added some black hexagon shapes just to break up all of those white colorful clouds so that there is some dimension as I layer these all down onto the page. And another quick tip is that if you're gluing down things on your page and you don't have enough items, you could always cut it in half like I just did. I cut this one cloud in half, and now I can have some of them coming from both sides, and that just stretches your ephemera pieces even farther by cutting it in half. And also, it adds more interest when you have items going off the edge of your page because it draws your eye that there's more than just this little tiny artwork. It makes it seem much bigger. So I'm just going to keep gluing all this down until I'm happy with the clouds. Now I've taken those colored paints and I've just painted them into small swatches onto a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm tracing with a white watercolor pencil and a letter stencil to get the words magic, and then I've cut them all out with my scissors, and I'm going to begin gluing those down onto my page. You could use a die cut machine if you had it, or anything to get these letters, but I just freehanded them. And the final step is I'm adding some small dots of Stickles glitter glue directly onto the letters, sort of in a marquee style, and then I will let these dry 100%. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were inspired and got some ideas to use in your own artwork. I'd love to see what you're making, so please take a picture and post it on social media with hashtag #ArtJournalJunction. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any mixed media and art journaling videos from us in the future.